Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. Got something to show you today having to do with the fuel system. I got the tank stripped and primed and painted and nicely done. Used a self-etching primer on it. Tank's going back on, and what I'm doing now is I'm putting the sending unit in, the fuel level sender. And these aftermarket ones are adjustable, and they'll work on either an M35A2 tank or an A2 tank, and they'll probably even work in some of the 5 tons, although I'm not sure about that. But I wanted to show you how to adjust it, how to set it, because it comes just kind of like in a factory pre-made orientation. So we're inside the tank now, or you are, and you see what you got here is you got 2 screws, and there are 2 8mm nuts on the back of those, and you've got to loosen them up and slide it to where you need to. See if we can get you around the back here. Maybe. I can't even see to see if you can see that. There's 2 8mm nuts on the back. So you can loosen them up just enough to where you can slide it by hand. And I'm not sure if I got it perfectly. No, it's still a little too tight for that. That would be my suggestion. Instead of taking the thing in and out 5 or 6 times, loosen those up and leave them just tight enough that you can, it's got a little bit of a friction, so you can move it to where you need it, and it'll stay there long enough for you to pull the sender out and tighten them up outside of the tank. Because you can't get both your hands in there to hold a wrench on the back and a screwdriver on the front, right? So it'd be nice if it could, but even me with my reasonably, not small hands, but medium, I guess. I can't really get in there with both. I can get my whole arm in through the filler, but I can't reach all the way over there to get on the back. Well, actually, I probably could if I used my right hand for the back. Anyway, point being, you want to adjust it where your float is just barely above the bottom of the tank, because right now, listen, the float actually hits the top of the tank, right? And it's still probably a good inch off the bottom. So what we need to do is drop that down just enough where the float doesn't touch the top of the tank. And the reason for that is because over time, that float hitting the top of the tank will wear a hole in the float. Then it'll fill with fuel and it'll sink, and you'll no longer have a functioning gauge. Again, even though these hardly ever work anyway, military vehicle fuel gauges are notoriously unreliable. So yeah, that's about all there is to it, guys. It's not really super complicated. I just wanted to kind of show you that, for those of you who may be unfamiliar with adjusting things like this. Let's see if I can. I mean, I loosened them up earlier, but I guess not enough. Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to take it back. I don't want to force it and push it down and like bend the rod or something. So that's all there is to it. Get it where it's just, I don't know, maybe 1/4 inch above the bottom, or however far it needs to be just to not hit the top of the tank when you push it all the way up. You should be in the ballpark. Military fuel gauges are never really accurate anyway. As I mentioned before, they usually don't work at all, so just get it close. It's not like your Honda or your Chevy pickup or whatever, where your fuel gauge is actually really, really accurate. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. You can never tell with these things. So we did get this stuff, the new sender and the gasket, courtesy of BigMikesMotorPool.com, our wonderful sponsor. And if you're needing something like this, he carries the senders and new gauges and the gaskets. So if you need something to get your fuel measurement system back in check, give him a call and they'll hook you up. And don't forget to check out our other sponsor. Also, all of their information for our sponsors is in the description below, just as always. So appreciate it, guys. See you later.